this the buyer that Tamira and Asden had already set up, or is this a new buyer?
This is that same buyer.
The same buyer. Okay, that's what I thought.
And did we have a location for that handoff?
We were not given coordinates. All we were given were planet.
Tamira made the communication to her contact, the buyer, and he gave a set of coordinates to a location to meet that is outside of any settlements. So it's in the wilds of Ryloth.
We were about to saddle up and take some risks, I think, is what we were about to do.
Sounds right.
All right, so using the copy is out of the question. We've got the coordinates. Now, who's all going down planet side and who's staying on the ship?
Why would any of us stay on the ship?
Well, in case we need to make a expedient retreat.
We have minions to get us off the planet.
Are Hasden and Tamira coming?
I would most certainly need to come since I am their direct contact. Hasden should be coming. Yeah, I could definitely come to that. Being a minion and all, I guess. And he glares over at you, KO.
KO just stares blankly back at him.
I still think it would be a good idea if someone was on the ship, someone who knows the ins and outs of the ship, would be able to scan the area for any potential hazards that might befall us. I mean, we can totally leave JC in charge. That's fine.
I thought we were going to use the stormtrooper outfits to disguise some of the crew. I'll pose as a security droid, as I am, and some of the others could use the stormtrooper gear to continue the ruse.
So I bet they've got a bunch of goons just waiting for us. I think it would be a fool's errand to show up just a couple. We've all got to go down there.
Yes, obviously. Some of us would be in disguise, and the others would be waiting at areas of opportunity.
Yeah, no, this goon's going to be mixing it up.
That's fine. I'm feeling stealthy. Let's do this. And I head out to my room to start putting on my different apparel of war.
So is it just so no one's going to be going in stormtrooper guys?
Tamira and Hasden are going to wear the trooper armor. They're the troopers that are our contacts.
Right. Oh, I remember this conversation. Yeah, we already had this conversation. It makes no difference if the rest of us are not in stormtrooper gear, because the buyer knows that that Hasden and Tamira picked up third-party mercenary help to get it to this planet safely. We not have that conversation. Right. I thought we had that conversation. Coming back to me in bits and pieces.
If we didn't, I guess it makes sense.
I remember us having that conversation.
Still, it seems a pity to waste perfectly good stormtrooper armor in a Imperial security droid.
Well, how many pieces of stormtrooper armor?
Look, I don't want Hasden to come. All right.
Oh, Hasden's coming. There's no way around that.
I feel like Hasden's gonna blow it.
Hasden's gonna be there.
Frick.
He's gonna bring some of the get away from me's from the eavesdrop.
There, see? He's going to be drunk.
I don't like all this aggression towards me. I don't feel like I've done anything to earn such ire. I feel like I'm a pretty lovable scamp.
You are, Hasden, you are. Just not, perhaps, reliable in a pinch.
All right, I come back and I've got my, I don't know, I've put my my plasteel panels and stuff in place all over my gear. I'm all kitted up now.
Good.
Yeah, Laird's going to be attending his weapons locker and bringing out the heavy guns for this one.
Good. You going to bring out your Z6 rotary blaster?
I am.
Nice.
Grix will open up his comm link. Elliot's Grix. Be in the sensor suite. I want to scan this location as we approach.
Absolutely. Did you say meet you in the sensor suite or just be in the sensor suite?
I mean, meet me there, but if you're already there, I'll be there in a minute.
I will also be there in a minute.
So
the door slides open and a familiar face walks in. Ah, yes, excellent. You're all here. Now, let's try to avoid the situation that happened last time you left the ship. Peck will once again be going with you. This should be a very smooth and easy transfer of funds for the relics. No problems whatsoever, correct? And she looks up over her clipboard.
JC, this is why we're doing this. So just relax. We're going to go there and we're going to have a smooth transition of credits. Oh, hanky-panky. Don't worry.
Excellent. I don't think our contingency fund can handle another fiasco.
Okay, you guys were going to be arriving a bit after morning the next day. So we're like getting close to like evening sort of thing here. That's where we left off. So basically you had a bit of the night to yourselves and some sleepy times to be well rested for the following day. That ringing any bells to anyone?
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, I mean, I guess putting all your armor plating into your duraplates into your armor is kind of a good way to test to make sure everything's fitting correctly for the next day. Does anyone have anything they wish to do during the night? Because this will be your last opportunity for free time activities before you touch down on Rylos tomorrow.
Grix will roll a destiny die.
That's a great idea, Grix. How about we roll some destiny die for this game that we're attempting to play?
KO rolls 1 dark side.
Lurd rolled 2 dark side.
Berkin rolled 1 light side.
Grix rolled 1 light side.
1 light side. And I have rolled 2 light sides. Wow.
All right.
So that's going to put us with a pool of 4 light side points and 3 dark side points. So now that with the destiny roll out of the way, we can actually start playing the game. So nighttime, anything anyone wants to do besides everything they said they were doing previously, fitting on their armor, Grix was going to the sensors to meet with Tally, or did you want to do that in the morning?
Grix will do that in the morning. Makes more sense.
Yeah, I think that
Seek some provisions.
that
All right,
entire
all right.
JC bit would have been in the morning too. I think in the
Then-
meantime, Berkin is just going to be practicing his skills down in the.
If that's what you're doing, if that's what Berkin's doing, then KO will join you for some training montage, reaching out with the force, lifting some boxes, doing some flips.
KO carrying me on his back.
Laird's going to be going over his weapons and oiling everything, making sure it's all in working order, and making sure every last unnecessary part is stripped off for weight, making them all nice and light so I can carry more of them. Yeah, he's also making sure everything's reloaded too. Yeah, got my rocket shoulder.
Yeah, you do have the 1 round loaded up into your rocket parts.
That's all I need.
Good stuff. Then we'll cut over here to the morning.
Just needs to seek the provisionary officer for some grenades.
Yeah. So what sort of grenades are you looking for?
Grix would like to ask for 2 flash grenades and 2 concussion grenades.
Yeah, those are not incredibly rare. We do have a supply of those. And Gurak produces the grenades that you ask for. That's about all I can spare, though. 2 each. We got to keep hold of the rest we got. Our supplies are low, and I don't think we have anywhere to fill up on this rock.
Thanks, Gurak. That's why we keep you around here. I like it, keeping a good, strong eye on these supplies, making sure we make it through to the outer rim again.
Not a problem, Grix. While you're at it, you could take these 2 micro rockets over to Lurd and KO. They were bugging me the last time about wanting extra for the mission, and they haven't seen me yet, so I'll just pass this on to you, and you can pass it on to them.
Oh, look at these bad boys. Wow, micro rockets, huh? Gotta give me one of these.
Yeah, you gotta load them up, and you gotta fire it at the enemy, and it's gonna make a big kaboom.
Goddamn, I better send these off to Lurd and KO there. They'll appreciate that big old kaboom as much as you and I think.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Gurak. I'll make sure they get these.
All right, good luck on your mission, Grix.
Gurak.
Yes.
That's all I was thank you.
Cool. So I guess we're watching the rounds of Grix here, and we cut over to the sensor room.
Did we name the sensor room?
I don't know if it does need a room, or is it just like a console somewhere.
They would be on the bridge probably.
Yeah, definitely something on the bridge.
I'm thinking of like shipboard scanners. I want to scan the planet from the ship because we got a pretty big ship, right? Big scanner.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Big scanner.
So you meet Tally at the sensors console up on the bridge. She's sitting down in a chair, manning the console.
Right. Grix wants to do a mechanics check and Do a scan of the coordinates if we're close enough. I said mechanics, I meant computers.
And what exactly are you trying to determine here? Or what are you looking for exactly, I guess?
This is going to start by looking for large power signatures because this is a desert, right? Kind of badlands. So he's going to be looking for any kind of energy reading, anything out there in the coordinates that might give off a telltale energy signature. And from that, look for geographical and topographical points of interest in those coordinates. Try to get an idea of the map and anything he might find should his excellence in operating the scanner tool find him.
Okay, beautiful. Let's see what happens. Let's see what you get. Make me that computers check. We will make it an average difficulty. So 2 purple.
Grix has rolled. Did I do that right? 3 successes, 1 advantage.
It does look correct to me. So 3 success and 1 advantage is pretty good. So you obviously succeed. You scan the region near the coordinates that you all were given. It is on the outskirts of a settlement, a Twi'lek settlement specifically. The settlement appears to be underground. No real signs of a settlement from the surface. But yeah, a couple kilometers outside of the settlement, however, there is a power source coming from there. The reading that you're getting, it indicates a ship that's smaller than the Deceit, larger than the River's Edge, probably somewhere like it's bigger than a YT 2400, but not quite as big as a 1300. So somewhere in between. And it's really only that 1 power signature. It is a ship, probably your contact's ship. And as for geographical or topographical, this region is a rocky sort of desert wasteland, I guess. It's within walking distance of some forested area that's on Ryloth as well, though. A few kilometers away from that. The vicinity around the coordinates, your scanners aren't picking up any large hostile creatures. There are some within 10 kilometers of the coordinates, however. As for smaller creatures, your scanners aren't picking up any smaller creatures. However, you know that there could still be smaller sized creatures there, but your scanners may not be able to pick them up due to their size. Is that sufficient for you, Grix, or is there anything else that I am missing?
So were you scouting out like positions where you could like hide or watch from?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking to look, since it's underground settlement, I'm scanning this. I'm looking for, could I hold a ship or a speeder, or would there be holes to perch in, and looking at a tactical kind of topographic idea of like, what could we position?
Yeah. Well. So it is like a craterous, rocky desert sort of wasteland, but it it's very mountainous. It's much like there's a lot of gorges and outcroppings that you could use for that exact purpose. And again, the meeting isn't in the settlement; it is outside of the settlement. So,
all right, that is a lot of information. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Grix will prepare a sort of a strategic report. This information detailing kind of the brief description of the Twi'lek settlement, mostly underground, and pointing out some of the more major noteworthy geographical elements like bluffs or crags that we could potentially fall back to, or other places where we could potentially perch for sniping, perhaps. Points out the signature, sort of the ship signature of a medium size, and makes note of the large hostile creatures about within 10 kilometers of the coordinates. And prepares that into a little sort of quick reading briefing document, and quickly pushes that to everybody's data pads. Everybody will get like a little blip.
Before you're done with the sensors and with Tally, she will say, Captain Grix, one last thing, and she'll pass you over a data chip and say, I have compiled a list of parts that could be very beneficial to us, sort of some backup parts, others that do need replacing. If you have time and could check the settlement to see if they have any of these, it could help. If not, we can make do for the time being.
We'll get these parts, Tally. Thanks for putting together this list.
Of course. Do be safe out there. If you need anything, I'm only a call away.
What is the Grix? Grix reaches his hand out in like a sort of a good friend way, like fist bump. And the force be with you, Tally.
He returns the fist bump and says, that thing that I definitely remember and also with you, some weird way of saying you two.
Is it awkward? Is that why?
I mean, no, I don't think so. It wasn't supposed to be awkward.
It was genuine. Come on. Grix is...
Was she expecting more than a may the force be with you?
No, she wasn't.
That was casual. Okay, Tally and I go way back.
Boys and girls can be friends too, Patrick.
No, it's the call me anytime thing. It's like, all right.
Look, we've been business partners for a long time. We've had each other's backs. We know we can count on each other.
Sorry, I 100% keep getting her mixed up with JC.
Were you thinking it was JC again?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, no. If it was, that would be Travis talking and probably not even trying to flirt because she's a cold ice lady.
I'm just thinking, I'm like, fuck you. We're not going to pick up your...
Have you not read her backstory? I'm insulted.
JC wanting us to do her job. Get down on the damn planet and get your own supplies, JC. Tally. I mean, sure, we'll do it for Tally.
It's good. We're going to have to make like a reminder to you every session. Tally is not JC. Like
it should. My clue should be the fact that you're the one talking, but apparently it's not enough.
Right?
Yeah, when Elliot's like, we go way back. We've been partners for a while. I'm like, when has he been a partner with JC? I don't understand. All right. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
Awesome. So you guys have all gathered somewhere. Where are you guys gathering before you head out onto planet?
Stab room?
Oh, yeah, the stab room. Stab room for our briefing.
I'm sure JC's going to want to talk at us some more.
Well, she already did. Technically, that stuff that we did earlier was
okay, we don't have to talk to her today then? We don't need to discuss anything else? Stab room? Okay.
Works for me.
So you're up in the stab room discussing plans for the mission before you sat down onto Ryloth. Grix, you guys are very close to Ryloth, arriving within 20 or so minutes. You four are in the stab room. Also in here, I guess, is JC Tillo, the wonderful PR HR lady. In addition, Zatuza will be entering the room, and following behind him is a figure that Travis forgot about, Torak, the lovely and beautiful Deshad from Geeta's palace.
All right, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Also in this room is Hasdan and Tamira, two very important people for said mission. Okay, so what are we doing down there? We all know the mission, the objectives. Nothing can possibly go wrong, right?
I will maintain proximity to Tamira and Hasdan. I will remain as neutral as possible.
And
I
cargo.
feel that it's important that we have as many eyes on the cargo as possible.
Yes, and who has the cargo?
It was in.
Thought Hasdan was carrying it in.
No, I got it. With me in the morning.
I'm definitely the minion of the group, so I could definitely carry it because, and Hasdan is staring at KO the whole time he's speaking because, it's always the minion's job to die first and figure whoever has the crate is going to get shot first, right? Being the job of the minion to get shot first.
He's off there, Hasdan.
It is the job of the minion to take a bullet or blaster bolt for the main heroes.
Oh, you have main character syndrome.
At the end of the day, you're working for Horizon and you're part of our team. And sometimes you're going to get orders. Sometimes you might not like those orders, but we got to do them.
I just don't feel good that, some people aboard the ship are getting away with bold-faced bullying. And I think it's an issue that JC Tillo, our HR manager, should be addressing right now.
Grix will turn to JC. JC, see what's happening? This is an HR breakdown. I need you to take Hasden and get his side of the story. Hasden, you're going to go with JC, and I want you to tell her how you're feeling bullied so we can fix this.
Nothing
You got to go
of
out
the
into another
sort.
room.
I'm sorry, Mr. Vondair. However, Hasden is crucial to the success of this mission. The client is expecting 2 stormtroopers, Ms. Tamira and Hasden, so they will both be accompanying you down to the planet. Now,
Hasden is going to accompany us.
absolutely. Now, Hasden and KO, you can both, we can, let me just schedule you both in for some counseling time. I believe that it's imperative that both of you learn to work well together. So, tomorrow morning, after the mission is complete, I'd like both of you to show up bright and early. I will have coffee prepared, and we can sit down and we can talk about our feelings together.
I will shoot Hasden in the head before I do anything like that. I will shoot him right in his face.
Sorry, man, didn't mean that for that to be a trigger. I was just having fun.
Sorry, bro, you good?
No, I'm mad now. So no, KO will not be going in any kind of HR mediation with Hasden. That is not a thing that we will be doing. Certainly not a closed door session with Hasden, KO, and JC Tillo.
This is all supposed to be a ploy to get Hasden and JC out of the room so we can discuss how we're going to murder the buyer.
Yes. Well, maybe we should go talk this out in the hallway. I need some, I need to talk to someone, JC. We'll go talk off screen in the hallway.
All right, very well. Hasden, also bring your compatriot with you, Ms. Real. Both of you, I feel that it's necessary that I show you a short video about how we deal with our companions well on board this ship. So if you please follow me. This way, yes, thank you, this way.
Tamira, who's just like sitting there calmly and quietly absorbing the meetings, like, what? No,
Tamira has to stay here, JC. We need to talk about the plan.
you guys go.
I am so fucking confused. Why the hell is Hasden not a part of this then?
They're getting rid of JC Tillo from the room.
All she is trying to do is make sure this transaction goes down as smoothly as possible.
Yeah,
so we can get as much money as possible.
It's not going to go down as smoothly as possible. We've got all kinds of shenanigans planned.
All right then.
And we don't want her to know that because she's going to poop on our parade.
She looks around. She looks at Tamira not moving from her location. She looks at Hasden, and she just stiff upper lips it, turns around on her heels, and walks back into her office and presses the button that turns the window into like a shade. It's the button that shades the window.
I think that button's in the stab room. Forget about in her room.
On both sides.
Okay, so
Hold on. I got to say, I like the character of JC. I just, for story, just got to get out of the room for a minute.
Personally,
I guess
I
I
like
read
her.
that.
In character, though, she's
It's
HR.
not an attack on her at all.
HR is the bad guy.
She was supposed to be more PR than HR. She's the one who's supposed to make sure that we get as much money as we can.
Blow this up. Don't blow
I don't
that
care,
up. That's
guys.
what I do. That's where the fun is blowing stuff up.
look, I got these rockets. I'm gonna use them.
Right?
Okay.
Did I get my second rocket? Who was supposed to be giving me my second rocket?
Grix is bringing you your second rocket.
Hey, he
You
is.
got it at this meeting. I'm going to give it to you.
Yeah.
Kick ass, man. 2 rockets. Now we have 4 rockets between us. Oh man. Good rock,
Things are looking good.
right?
Okay. So yes, with the annoyances out of the room, we now are left with only the crucial fellows and Tamira.
And was the person his name I can never remember here? Tally?
Zatuza? Tally? No, Tally's not here. Tally's in engineering. She's back in engineering or on the bridge still. She's somewhere else. Tamira's here. Zatuza's here, and Torak's here.
All right.
And Zatuza says, "So
Grix will approach the hollow table and plunk in his topographical scanning readings. And he'll start talking and say, all right, look at these readings we scanned. These are the strategic points we found on the map. These ridges we can post up on for sniping and bombardment from afar. We can hide in these gullies here if we need to rush in. Furthermore, there might be parts in this settlement nearby. I'll point out all those things on the map, on the hollow map. Anybody want to try posting up on one of these ridges here as a cover for the group?
KO is like,
Well, I was going to accompany the stormtroopers as part of the ruse.
All right, KO, you're with the troops. Makes perfect sense. You're a security droid. You're going to blend right in. Berkin, you're going to tag along with the two troopers and KO in the back, right? Hired help.
That's right. Don't worry about me. I'll take care of my own. That's just fine. You just need to make sure that whatever happens, that box does not leave our, we need to make sure that box doesn't leave our hands.
Hasn's going to be holding it.
Okay, so who is going to attend the meeting itself? I should be there because he'll be expecting me. KO will be there because he's our Imperial security droid. Sure, makes sense. Who else? I mean, personally, I don't think there should be 7 of us showing up there and being like, hey, have your cargo. It's kind of intimidating. I don't know. Just me?
No, it makes sense.
I mean, the buyer's going to have goons, but makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, buyers should have goons, but I don't think they'd have, 6 additional people with them. I would hope. I'm not saying you all wait here. Obviously, you come down to planet, set up whatever you have to do, be nearby.
So who can do long range? Let's make sure that they're in a position of power. Grix, I got to say, I super appreciate the fact that you've scanned this area. That just saves us a load of time.
Yeah, Grix is a good idea, man. I'm really liking what Grix is putting down.
You, Berkin, appreciate the nod there, but really, it's important about the mission here, right? Era, you're up front. Berkin's going to go with you. KO's going to go with you. And Lord, how do you feel about hanging back with me? We'll hide in sniper cover spots and be prepared to, when they do the handover, take out the buyer so we can make off with the cash and the items.
Yeah, it sounds good.
All right, so we're in agreement then. The buyer is going to be no more at the end of this meeting.
What if we need to follow him to his actual person holding the strings?
Also, the last thing, Torak here will be accompanying you. He is exceptional muscle. Also, who's Torak? Torak's the Deshad. In the very beginning of the game.
Yeah, I remember it was frickin' Zatuza's assistant or whatever, way back at the death tournament.
I don't remember this, but is he like just muscle?
I honestly don't remember this guy. I don't remember him from before, and I don't know why he's suddenly here. And
he
why
is
he
your head of ship security.
And why is he in our stab room telling us what we're going to be doing?
He's not saying anything currently.
Yeah, I mean, this is technically the first time that we've had any interaction with Deshad on the ship since over 3 years ago. So I can understand why you've forgotten him, but yeah, he was definitely a part of the.
All right, so he's been with the crew for a while then.
Yeah, just
as long as Zatuza has, yeah.
Okay. So he came with Zatuza, head of security, got it.
Yeah, he was the one who was responsible for keeping Geeta the Hutt alive.
He did a shit job of that, eh?
Yeah, he did.
The security chief Deshad, can you operate a grenade launcher on your hip there?
And he nods his head.
Great. You're coming with me to the ridge.
You hear an intercom. Did someone say grenade? This is not that kind of mission.
Oh, aid. Why are you even chiming in on this frequency, JC? We're talking about delivering aid to the settlement nearby.
But
switch off, would you?
JC, he really hurt my feelings. And I really try to get, but it's hard. JC.
This is my channel, Asden.
Well, you're in the middle of a conversation with me and you just like, hold on, and then you make a phone call.
Why am I even pushing this button still? She turns it off.
Click. Is Hasla going to be okay for the mission? It sounds like he's breaking down.
Just getting it out of himself before.
Well, Hasden's supposed to be the guy that you send to talk to people that you don't want to deal with.
Oh, yeah, but is it just is he? Wow, okay. I take it back then. If he's doing all this just to keep JC busy, man, then wow.
That is the plan.
Wow, that's great. Fucker's getting a raid. He was actually miffed at KO's slip of calling him a minion instead of a peon. But if he's just playing into it to distract JC, then that's That's some world class acting there.
KO approves.
He's moved up a level from minion. Whatever's just past minion. He's now at that level.
All right, KO, Lurd. I went down to see Gurak, and he gave me these extra rockets, micro rockets. These are badass, I must say. Here you go. Take these. I also got some flash grenades and some concussion grenades, but I only got 2 of each. So that means we can have one very successful blinding surprise for our unsuspecting buyer. You guys need us up on the ridge, but if you give us a signal, we can launch these bad boys into the crowd and they won't know what hit them.
Well, they seem very happy with that, Grix.
Ooh, yes, no. He takes the extra rocket. He'll pass on the grenades, deferring those to Lurd. Grabs the extra rocket and stows it on his kit.
Lurd gleefully takes the extra armaments and starts strapping them to himself. He's got many pouches just for such expendables.
Excellent. So the large reptilian humanoid that is in the room, Torak, begins to speak in a language that none of you understand, and Zatuza translates for him and says, Torak is going down for a couple of reasons. One is because we don't know what you're walking into, and he is a very, very good friend to have on your side when there is a firefight or any sort of fight. Second of all, he is coming because he's been complaining about the lack of security on the ship. Being the only real member of the ship that is in the security, he wishes to try to recruit more people. So communication with him is kind of a difficult task. So if you need me to translate for him, you'll just have to call me on the communicator. But basically, keep your eye out for any hirelings for the that could work security, because our ship is pretty decent in a firefight. But if anyone boards the ship, we are pretty much screwed.
Are we though? I think we could probably take out any sort of boarding party.
Well, it really depends if it is the Empire.
I mean, we've gone on 3
Absolutely
years
not.
and we've never heard from Torak until just now. So,
That's not very nice. He has been helping the entire time. It is not his fault that you cannot remember these things.
every single room that Berkin exits, that's when Torak comes in, and vice versa. They're never in the same room at the same time.
No, every time you've seen Torak, he's usually just wandering the hallways. And by wandering, I mean patrolling the hallways.
What a freeloader.
Uh-huh. Yep.
All right, are we set to go then? Let's do this.
Any last concerns from anybody?
Well, yeah. The biggest concern is that this buyer actually takes the relics. We must prevent that at all costs.
Still caution about just killing him outright, though. We may need him for things.
All right, let's see how it plays out. No plan survives first contact with the enemy, right? So let's just see how it plays out, and if he needs to die, then we do it.
Well,
I'm totally on board with that position.
I personally would hope that you don't go into every situation looking to kill someone. As much as I disagree with JC at times, killing really should be avoided.
Zatuza, I tried to hire the mechanic that you said that we were sent after. You remember 3 years ago? The one that went over to Jabba and then we never heard from her again?
You tried to hire Boogaroo?
No, not Boogaroo, the other one. Nephrim. You remember Nephrim?
Yeah, I remember Nephrim, but I didn't send you to Nephrim the mechanic.
No, you're missing the point. The fact of the matter is that she was still very much alive when we left her. Whether she is now, that remains to be seen. But trust us, trust me when I say that we're not actively looking to kill our clients. That's just bad for business. However, in this case, it's important that we make sure that these relics don't leave our possession. They are dangerous, and we need to make sure that they are not used improperly. So yes, in this instance, Berkin Druuk, am on board with the stance that if this buyer needs to be killed, then this buyer is going to get killed.
Also, as much as you don't want to give these items away. It cannot stand in the way of our payday. If we have to give away these items to get our payday, then that is what we will do.
In light of that, what if we put some sort of tracking device inside the box? That way, if we did have to have the buyer leave with the box, we could track them to where he's going.
Yeah, I flip a destiny point and I take the tracker out of my belt and I nestle it inside the box.
Okay, sure.
Good call, KO. Let's do that. Let's do this.
Just to cover all of our bases, whatever that is.
All right, let's go. Enough talk. Let's see some action. I've been on this ship for too long.
The hangar bay, everybody.
We were just on Corellia a few days ago.
Yes, and that's still too long.
Do we land the whole ship down there, or do you think we should take the shuttle? What do you guys think?
That's up to you guys.
I would imagine shuttles.
Yeah, shuttle sounds good.
I agree. I think the shuttle is the more subtle approach.
This isn't capital ship sized, but it's like Corvette sized.
All right, to the shuttle.
We can have it in like low orbit.
It's just small enough to make it out of atmosphere of the planet if the gravity isn't too intense. Most planets, it's not a problem.
But probably not ideal, though.
It's not ideal. It's bigger than a Corvette, not a whole lot bigger, but it is bigger.
Those parts that Tally suggested help boost our engine power, so this is less of a problem.
Not these parts. I mean,
okay.
These parts are mostly just replacement parts and little bits that are currently missing.
Do we have enough credits to purchase these without actually doing this mission?
That really depends. Have to see what the settlement has, if anything. Because
I'm thinking that we need the money.
You guys don't know anything about this settlement other than it's a Twi'lek settlement.
We have enough time to land the shuttle at the outskirts of the settlement, go through the settlement on our way to the coordinate points.
Shop after Grix. Shop after.
I don't think so, because you've made the communication to the buyer and kind of set everything up and coordinated all the times and everything. So yes, Patrick, all the settlements on Ryloth, in theory, should be Twi'lek settlements.
Given that it's the home planet of the Twi'leks.
Given that it's the home planet of the Twi'lek. However, they're not. Twi'leks aren't the only species there. There could be like an Imperial base or an Imperial settlement. Maybe some stormtroopers want to get away from their busy stormtrooper lives. I don't know.
Just wonder if going through on the way in might be more pertinent, because we might be running on the way out.
You might be, but probably to get all of the parts she needs, or to even try to find the parts, since you have no idea what you're walking into there, you're going to have to, ask around and look around and research a little bit. It's going to take some time.
Should we maybe do the part thing first, then?
Look, I've got Grix. I've got the answer to all of our problems. All right, we've got too many things that need to happen at the same time. So why don't we simply send our provisioner down to the planet side to go talk to Twi'leks in the village and see if they can barter for the parts, and we can go about our business.
Sounds good to me. We'll have to pick him up on the way out, but that sounds good. Gurak will appreciate some time off the ship, I think. All right, let's saddle up then.
I suppose I can talk to them about going to the settlement. I do not know if they will want to. Plus, we only have one shuttle, so...
Yeah, we'll drop him off. He'll be all right. Think that's a bad idea, Zatuza?
I think it's a risk. We do not even know what the settlement is. It could be run by Imperials.
Does Gurak have a... what am I saying? Of course Gurak has a record.
Record or no, he's not human, so he is obviously a criminal anyway. Because that's just how the Empire works, right?
I mean, it's an unknown. Yeah, it's an unknown, Zatuza. We best get these parts another time.
This is a very good point that Patrick has brought up in chat. And I think we really need to talk about this for a little bit.
We really don't.
Get like 3 seconds to talk about this.
So, yeah, I think it would be a 60-40 split. Okay. So that sounds great. All of that. It's just perfect. Any last words before we huff it onto planet here? Take this shuttle down. if anyone consults with Gurak, whether he wants to go down into an uncharted settlement all by himself, the answer will be hell no.
No more words from Grix. Final words. You guys want to do anything else before we head down to Planetside?
Well, I'm ready to go. Let's do this.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, Lord, tell me what you're bringing down to planet here. What sort of weapons are you bringing with you here?
I've got my Z6 rotary blaster cannon, an ion blaster, the grenades that Grix handed me, my micro rocket shoulder launcher. My repulsor fist is always with me. And
Your holdout?
a bola carbine. Oh, yeah, and my holdout blaster is tucked away.
Love it. Just huffing all that gear on you. I love it. So you are going down for some shit.
I'm loaded for bear.
Love it. Okay. Well, orbiting the planet of Ryloth, you all enter into the shuttle and depart down to the surface.
Did we do that slow walking montage into the like off of the shuttle or whatever with like the big hissing smoke cloud behind us?
My cloak's billowing behind me.
Yeah.
Now just for this effect.
Ba, 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 ba.
We're all walking in step, but then like Hasden trips on something.
Okay, yeah. The shuttle breaks through the atmosphere of Ryloth. You descend down onto the planet. You can see the landscape of Ryloth is quite diverse outside of the desert. All sorts of different biomes in the distance that you can see. The forested area nearby. There's actually quite a bit of forest on Ryloth. And far off in the distance, you can see some sort of snowy tundra biome. But where the coordinates take you, yeah, it's a rocky. It's that rocky desert, sort of craggy wasteland. And you're set to arrive on time. So depending on how you want to do this, I assume you guys want to get everyone into position before you have the supposed stormtroopers and KO meet up with the contact, correct?
Yeah, if there's time for that.
So you would have to break atmosphere at a location quite far away and then fly in atmosphere towards this location in order to, sneak by under the radar. So you would be showing up perhaps just a little late for the meeting, if that's good with everyone.
I mean,
You can go a little late.
we've had like days to prepare. We can easily just show up a little bit early so we can be in position.
Kind of.
Can we flip a destiny point
Good.
Sure, you should.
and say we're in position and on time?
Yes, you could flip a destiny point to have arrived a little earlier than anticipated.
Yeah, that's all right. I will use the light side point so that we arrive early. And yeah, we're getting in place. Me and Grix and
Sean
Yes.
coming with us.
What was that?
Jade. Is Deshade? What is his name? Deshad?
Deshad is his
Dashade.
species. He's
Dashade,
Deshad.
you come with me.
His name is Torak.
You could just refer to him as his species name. I mean, he's an employee, so it'd be like, go. To where like you didn't even bother learning his name. You just know his species.
Torak's going to come with us, with Florida and Grix.
All right.
Yeah, I think that was the general plan. Torak is wearing his what would be heavy armor. It's Durasteel platings on his for pauldrons and lower body. His upper body is just in a torn and tattered some sort of roughhide leather sort of thing. He's carrying a pretty large vibro axe on his back.
I like to think he put his extra fancy battle duds on for this occasion. He doesn't normally wear all this stuff.
I mean, he hasn't been so far that you've seen him. You've never seen him in this gear. Not that you've really paid much attention to him.
All right, we will move to I guess we want to find a good vantage point that's still pretty close that we could sneak into.
Yeah, definitely. Why don't you make me a check here? Some sort of check. You could give me a perception check. You could give me a warfare check. You could give me a survival check.
Grix will give you a warfare check, and he will obviously be referencing his notes from the scanning.
Mhm.
What would the difficulty of this check be?
And this is to find like the perfect position to set up in, right?
I think that to find it and get into it successfully.
Okay. You can make this an average difficulty, and you can take 2 boost die for having the scanning information from having scanned the area previously.
All right. Grix has rolled 1 success, 2 advantages.
Wow. Barely, eh?
Barely what? Barely.
What's Vin Diesel say at the end of that film about going quickly when you're angry?
I live my life a quarter mile at a time. Something like that.
Win's a win.
Like first is first, winning's winning, losing. I can't remember.
Win by an inch, win by a mile.
I think that's it. Yeah.
That's the one. All right. So consulting the maps, Grix will make off towards this perfect sort of point where we can have a great vantage, but be able to slide down quickly and move and be mobile if we need to. And we'll share that point with Lurd and Torak. And we'll make off for that point, moving stealthily through the craggy desert rocks.
Yeah, Laird's going super stealth.
Okay, sounds great. And Torak will notice you guys being stealthy and crouch down a little bit to assume his stealthy stance. So why don't we make some stealth checks then?
I'm not trying to be stealthy.
No, there's KO.
Yeah, I mean, you guys don't have to be. That'd be weird.
I was thinking that warfare check. Did we get a conclusion from you on that?
Oh, yeah. Something happened. I think we were talking about Fast and Furious.
We stealthily got to that spot, and I thought that was the success.
Yes, I see exactly here. Yep. That's
maybe not stealthily, but our knowledge of the battlefield and our perfect planning has got us in there.
Yeah. Grix, do you have any previous battlefield experience?
Oh gosh.
Did you serve in any military or
Grix was definitely militia for back on Deveron, way back before he left the planet and became a intergalactic traitor.
Okay. So you would have some knowledge of warfare. You've sort of analyzed the land and you've taken note of where they're going to be meeting up. And using your previous experiences, you spy a location that you think would be suitable. It's high enough with a good amount of coverage on top, places to hide behind, and it's not too difficult to get to. You're pretty sure you can slip by to get into that position without anyone noticing that you wouldn't want to notice, i.e. or so to speak, the contact without the contact noticing. You're able to slip through some cracks and crevices just below the surface to and then climb up into position on this sort of plateau or mesa overlooking the meeting point. All three of you, Grix, Lurd, and Torak.
Grix will pull out his electro binoculars and prepare his comm. He'll ping everybody else. All right, we got eyes looking out for the buyer. It's on you guys now.
Laird gives the barrels of his well-oiled rotary cannon a few test spins. All right.
Okay. So you all are in position. So let's go to the other group. Tamira and Hasden decked out in their stormtrooper armor with KO as their security droid, and then Berkin as Berkin coming up with them.
Okay, so here's the plan. KO and Berkin, the professional help that was hired on by the 2 stormtroopers who were carrying the load of calf, air quotes.
I mean, you were definitely hired on as help.
Yeah.
KO, I mean, he's just,
Well, there you go.
He's just what?
An Imperial droid doing Imperial droid tasks.
With the stormtroopers.
You've been relegated to menial labor.
I should be hunting down Force users then.
I know where you could find one.
Right?
The plan is we go down there. We've got cover by 2 illustrious snipers. We figure out what the shit's going on, and then we deal with it. We've got Gurak and some other NPC taking care of business in town. We've got Tally in the ship.
You
We've
don't.
got-
You don't.
we don't.
have
We got
Druuk
Tally.
in town.
He wanted to go with somebody, right?
No, he was not going to go into an uncharted town by himself.
So he needed somebody. So who did he pick?
No one.
Oh my God. Why are we paying these guys? Okay, fine. So, yeah, all right. So let's go. KO, I trust that you've got my back.
Absolutely. I always have your back, Berkin.
So approaching the coordinates on foot here, you see a ship. What kind of ship do you think you see? It's a little bit bigger than a YT 2400. Not quite as big as the like the Falcon.
You're asking me?
I'm asking the group in general.
So this is a ship the buyer is coming.
Yeah, this is the buyer ship.
I'm looking for something.
So I really like Fennec Shan's, I really like Cad Bane. I like both. You know what? Both of them. I like both the ships in the latest Bad Bat. Fennec Shan's. I don't want to like Fennec Shan, but I liked her ship a lot. I thought it was pretty cool looking. But Cad Bane's ship was cool too.
So I think it depends on what the client actually is.
Yeah, also, did he bring is he bringing anybody with him? Is this going to be a ship that needs to have multiple people in it, or is just would he just be like a solo seater?
Is he going to have a bounty hunter type ship where it's like Patrick said, a solo seater, or is he going to be like the Imperious? Does he have this Imperious feel freaking Kylo Ren and his ship with contingent of bodyguards?
Shuttle, like a Tadarium shuttle or Kylo Ren shuttle.
Yeah.
So a shuttle versus a perhaps fighter then.
More of a shuttle transport, not a freighter, but it's more of a transport ship. But it's
How about
not very large.
How about a separatist shuttle then?
How about some Nabooian ship?
The Naboo ship?
Yeah,
Naboo
a ship from
starship?
Naboo. Yeah, just a silver sleek ship of whatever design.
Oh yeah. You think it's the is that Amidala's transport there or
Well,
whatever, right?
The other side myself.
He's got money. He's got money to spend.
So Travis.
What do you think, Patrick?
I'm thinking with the separatist shuttles that they use. It's a Nemodian shuttle.
Oh yeah.
I like that Nemoidian design. Cool, makes sense.
What's
Mysterious.
What's that ship called?
Nemodian shuttle, separatist shuttle.
Okay, yeah. So the contact here, the buyer has arrived in a Nemoidian sort of old repurposed separatist shuttle from back in the Clone Wars. It's got a newer paint job. Yeah, so that's what you see. There's a Nemoidian escort shuttle parked there, and standing outside of it is a person and 2 others, actually. The one standing in the center is a male humanoid, and standing just behind him, he's got a couple of what look like mercenaries. One's a Nikto and the other's a Falleen. Both are, they're not packing heavy weapons like Lurd is. It looks like they're just carrying around some blaster pistols, rugged clothing, nothing out of the ordinary. The man standing center is in a shining blue suit. It's like a darker blue, but the suit has kind of a shimmer to it.
So when you say suit, is this a fabric suit, or is he wearing a armored?
Yeah, it's like a fabric suit. It is very nice.
Shimmer silk?
Quite possibly made out of shimmer silk. He's wearing a nice orange shirt, and he's rather handsome. He has short hair, not slicked back, just nice, properly cut hair, no product or anything like that, and has impeccable skin. And as you approach, he puts his hand up in the air in a friendly wave. He has a very pleasant smile on his face, and he says, "Hey, thanks for coming. Which one of you is Tamira?" And Tamira pulls off her stormtrooper helmet and raises her hand and says, "Yes, hi, that's me. I'm Tamira. It is a pleasure to meet you, Mr. B. Forget about Mr. B. All my friends call me Blappy. What,
I
Patrick?
was mad at her for a second for not telling us that his name was Mr. B, but now his name's Blappy, so I don't know what to say anymore.
Yeah, no, she did tell you that his name was Mr. B. That was the thing that was touched on in the communication. I mean, you heard the conversation.
But he prefers that we call him Blappy.
He says, yes, Mr. B, yes, you can call me by my name, of course. Of course, that is Blappy Pudley. And your friends, Tamira? And Tamira nods and kind of gestures at each of you to introduce yourselves. Starting, of course, with Hasden. Hasden just puts his hand up and says, "Oh, Hasden, nice to meet you, Mr. Blappy." And then, of course, gestures to Berkin.
I reach out my hand to grasp his forearm in greeting.
Oh, and he reaches forward and grasps your hand with enthusiasm and shakes very firmly.
Okay, I reach out with the force. I reach out with the force, and I just want to sense if I can get any emanations from him, any vibe.
Sure. Why don't you give me a discipline check with your force rating, and you can, we'll see how that goes.
Sure. What's the difficulty?
Let's make it average.
All right, so I do not succeed. I generate 1 dark side point and a threat.
Yeah, so you're grasping his arm, giving him a firm handshake, and you're trying to see if you feel the force on him. But when you tap into the force to try to get a sense about him, you actually end up tapping into that Sith holocron again, and you begin seeing those same visions playing in your mind that you were seeing in the deaths of thousands of people in a row, falling over simultaneously, dressed in the same black robes and garbs that they were previously. And it's like for a split second in real time. And then you quickly snap to it and realized what just happened. And you kind of thought for a moment that the feeling was coming from him, but then you might be a little concerned now about why you're having that vision so suddenly.
I mean, I was reaching out to him to the point where, maybe I was like trying to infiltrate his mind, like an absolute dark side power thing. And all of these visions just popped up from my subconscious mind. Love it. Yeah, no, I step back and I just kind of look at him and I nod my head, but you can't really see the expression on my face as my thoughts turn inward.
Well, it is a pleasure to meet all of you. I gotta say, and I have to ask, did you guys really felt like you had to bring a security droid with you? Yes. I mean, I know I was, not exactly up front with the dealings, but I've been burned in the past, and a man like me can't afford to take risks.
I am simply here to assure the safe delivery of the items.
Perfect, because that is all I want. So, now that we have explained... I'm sorry. The fellows behind me, they're called Minion 1, Minion 2. Minions, meet Berkin, Tamira, and Hasden. Yep, that's exactly what you're doing, Grix. You're just watching all of this on the Nox.
I hope that your sniper rifle, though. Do you have a sniper rifle?
Yeah, y'all got sniper rifles?
I got something no long range
Grix does
there.
not have a sniper.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't think y'all got sniper rifles.
What range are we at?
Long to extreme. I would say long, but I would also say that there is a point on this plateau that you could go to if you want an extreme range.
Because I got long range.
Yeah, I mean you're good. You're good with that then.
All right.
You can be within long range.
Berkin snaps back to the situation at hand and lifts his chin up and stares directly at
Blappy.
Blappy.
Yeah, his name's Blappy.
His name is Blappy.
His name's Blappy. Okay, well, I know that your Imperial security droid here has had to take a moment to go AFK, but should we get started? with pleasantries out of the way, I suppose it's time to get down to business.
I force push him.
Really?
At the signal?
Is that what we're doing?
Oh, I'm sure. I see what you're doing here, Aaron. You crafty devil.
What am I doing here?
Pulling a Phantom Menace.
I'm
What?
pulling a Phantom Menace?
He's pulling a Phantom Menace.
Earth Jar Jar?
Bleppy is a fucking Jar Jar. The Phantom Menace Jar Jar.
How is he a Jar Jar?
With his silly name and his over-the-top attitude and whatnot. Come on. I stand by my decision. I am feeling the full effects of this dark side vision right now coursing through my head. And I lift up my head, stare at him, and I reach out my hand and attempt to do a force push.
So you're straight up just going to push him. That's what you're doing. I'm just clarifying.
Fucking stun settings are off, dude.
Yeah, no, just based on the interaction with him and everything that's going through my head right now, I think the next logical course of action for Berkin is to use the force and try to either knock him down or at least throw him off balance.
All right, do your check there, Mr. Berkin.
Okay, so how do I do this? Do I have force abilities on here? I do not. So I roll my force die first. Is that it? Help me out here, Aaron.
Yeah, I'll just look up the rules for, the character that I'm not playing here.
Shush.
All right, so you got one light side point?
Yeah, that is not enough to do anything to him. So I think what I'm going to do is, is he holding anything in his hands?
Nope.
Does he have a weapon?
Nope.
What about the two minions?
Yeah, the two minions have weapons. They're holstered at the moment.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to scoop my hand in a cupping motion and kind of underarm pitch and pick up some loose dirt and stuff and throw it in his face.
Okay.
That's about all I can do.
Pocket sand.
Yeah.
Okay, so you pocket sand this guy.
Yeah, and I immediately move to take out my blaster carbine. I've got it kind of shouldered right now. I just sling it underneath my arm and then grab it and hold it up in front of me.
Again, so to recap, we're meeting up to make a transaction, and now you're attacking the buyer.
That's what's happening, yes. And you guys do not have verification of credits anywhere.
No, this is just we meet up, and I'm sorry, I was actually AFK when Travis started doing shit. So what was the motivation for Travis just attacking this fucker, and why is nobody stopping him?
Darth Blippy here said, "Let's get down to business," and then Travis is like, "I'm going to force push him."
Why? I was not here for that. All right, so after Berkin tries to pocket sand him, can KO restrain him in some way?
You absolutely can.
All right. KO's got my back. Awesome.
I got your back. The credits at least, man. I'm protecting you from yourself. All right, never mind. As soon as the pocket sand flies in his face, KO's gonna open fire.
I take back my actions.
Yeah, no, you did those. I asked you twice if you were really doing that, and you said yes. It's done.
All right, so yeah, as soon as the pocket sand goes out, or as soon as Berkin drops down to scoop up the loose earth to fling at Blappy, KO will also drop down into a combat stance and sight on Blappy to take him out.
Okay. So, guys on the ridge, you have seen Berkin do something, throw some pocket sand towards the colorful fellow, and you've seen KO draw down upon these guys as well. Hasden, upon seeing that, will pull out his blaster rifle, and Tamira will pull out her blaster pistol and also draw down. Blappy's minions will draw their blaster pistols and draw down on you guys in return. And Blappy will be kind of crouched over and trying to brush the sand from his eyes and brow and all of that. So you guys on the ridge, that is what you have seen. What do you do?
Grix just wants to watch and see if you guys take out his goons or if you take out Blappy.
So what's the last thing that Blappy said to us?
Let's get down to business.
Right. Just making sure.
And then we attacked him for that.
Yeah.
Lurd.
So did KO already fire?
No, we didn't
Okay.
enter into initiative, so I'm dropping down into attack stance.
Laird's going to raise his rotary cannon and get the barrel spinning, and he's going to take aim at Blappy.
Good stuff. So Blappy is clearing the dust from his eyes and whatnot, and he can kind of hear the blasters training on each other, and he raises his hand up to his minions as kind of a sign to say, stay your fire for now, and he kind of stands back up straight and says, well, I don't know what that was about. I guess care to explain or not?
As a matter of fact, yes, I will explain. Get down to business. Get down to killing us. I was simply making a preemptive strike.
Ah, you're insane. I understand. Well, by get down to business, when you're a civilized person, that typically means you get down to the business that we have at hand, as in the exchange or the possible purchase of some artifacts that you guys might be carrying. You know, that business, the reason why we're all here, the 150,000 credits business.
Well, we have brought the items. Perhaps you should present the credits.
You know, I have children's holovids to be recording right now. Okay. My time's very valuable. So yes, I have the credits. Obviously, let's look at the merchandise. That's it.
KO motions towards Hasden to show the box.
Hasden kind of slowly drops down his blaster rifle on the sling, huffs the box back into both hands, and slowly walks forward, looking at all of you guys, looking for your approval. And he slowly grabs the lid, looking for your approval.
Hold on just a second.
Starts lifting it.
Stop.
Yep. No, I mean, KO is watching him and giving him like a slow nod of his head. But continue.
And he stops when Berkin starts speaking.
The credits, please.
Gentlemen, I haven't even seen the merchandise.
And we haven't seen the credits. This is very simple. If you're not going to fight us, then at least produce the credits that you will pay for the relics. It's easy.
He pads his suit for his pockets, finds his data pad, pulls it out, taps the screen, sighs, puts his data pad away, and he's like, time is ticking. I really have places to go.
Where do you have to go?
I told you I have children's holovids to make. I also have, my business to open, before the morning starts.
What business?
The man who throws sand in my face now wants to talk and see what business I'm in. Well, it's a museum, okay? I run a museum, a little couple settlements over here, okay? I know I'm turning into a wise guy, and it's kind of bugging me, but I think this is just how Blappy talks when he's not on camera for the kids. When he's not his persona, when he's not doing his persona, I think this is his voice, huh?
Really Krusty the Clown at this point.
So now, can we continue with the meeting, or should I just go forget all about this, cut my losses, and go open my museum?
Well, I'm sure we could find other buyers for this fine calf we have brought.
That's supposed to bring me caffeine. I'm here looking for artifacts. You have artifacts, or do you have caffeine?
KO looks over at
Tamira?
Tamira, thank you.
Yeah, she leans into you and says, the calf fly was just to you guys.
Tamira, that's hurtful.
Well, it is what it is.
I'm sure we could find another buyer for these fine artifacts that we brought. Some other museum patron, I'm sure. If you're not willing to give us the 550,000 credits, then I guess we'll go on our way.
Look, do you know how many artifacts I've bought? I've bought so many artifacts. All I want to do is look at the artifact to see what it is, verify if it's even of my interest or my specialty, and then move on.
Have you bought artifacts like what we're presenting?
I don't know what you have. All I know is you have some artifacts that were unearthed from an ancient civilization. What I specialize in. That's it.
Still feeling the effects, I'm still feeling off center from the vision. Berkin angrily goes up to Tamira opens the crate and grabs onto the pyramid relic and pulls it out and holds it up into the air in front of him. Is this what you want? Is this what you're looking for? Is it?
I don't know. Is that all you got?
Have this other item.
Is Hasden just standing there watching us do his job?
I mean, he kind of stopped. The lid was half open when Berkin started to say, no, wait. And then Berkin just kind of shoved his hand in there, and now the lid's still kind of half open, and he's just kind of frozen there.
That is also something else in there too, a coin or an amulet of some sort. Is that what you're looking for? Is that what you really need? Is that worth 150,000 credits to you? Is it, Mr. Blappy, whatever your full name is?
I don't understand your aggression. What's with this man's aggression? This man is absolutely unchained, unhinged. I don't know why the Empire is working with a guy like this. You can tell I'm getting heated because my voice is starting to get a little more wise guy. What's the other item? Show me the other item and I'll let you know if it's worth anything at all to me. This pyramid thing, I don't know. I've never seen it before. It looks kind of neat, but I don't know. Let's see the other item.
I place the pyramid back in the container and withdraw the other item. And I want to look at him, and I kind of want to. Can I kind of assess his truthiness? Is there any way that I can do that by peering into the windows of his soul?
Yeah, you can assess his truthiness. Let's see. What sort of skill check to check for truthiness?
Maybe perception.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's going to be perception.
It feels like it should be a social skill, though. You know.
Yeah, I mean, you can give me some sort of social check or perception check or
Perception.
maybe even a vigilance check. What sort of check?
Perception. What's the difficulty?
Average difficulty, 1 red, 1 purple.
All right, I fail with 2 advantages and a despair.
Yeah. So obviously you're trying to get a read on this guy. He's very, very upset with you. He's obviously confused a little bit as well. Came in here thinking this was a meeting. He threw some sand in his face. Didn't want to show him the cargo. It seems like...
No, we from the cargo.
Didn't want to show him the cargo. And so he's trying to recover his composure, but that's all you can really get from this guy. He just seems very irritated. So whatever his true feelings are, they're not showing, or his true intentions are, they're not showing, because all you can see is this guy's irritation. Your despair is that connection you made to the Sith holocron initially back on the Deceit. It's been hard to shake, period. You know, you recently tried to tap into the Force to, get a read on this guy. You saw some visions, and now you've just recently held up the holocron again, asking if this is what he's looking for. Holding the Sith holocron again, it's started to strain on you more and more, and you begin to get flashes of these visions again. The visions of all of the people dying, and the cryptic voice talking about the light and the dark, and all of that. It sends your body into almost like a state of shock, and you end up collapsing to the floor from the vision again, like you did previously.
He's tapped into that Sith hologram a few times now.
Yeah, and you're continuing to have these visions while you're unconscious, Berkin. But Blappy is like, I guess that solves that problem. I mean, does anyone else have a problem with doing business now, or should we continue to draw guns on each other?
That depends on if there's business to be had. Are these artifacts worth the 150 credits we were promised?
Well, let's see the other artifact you have. You have 2, you have 3.
I thought we whipped out the other one. KO, reach into the box and present the medallion.
I was still holding it.
Oh, then he will gesture towards Berkin, who is holding the medallion.
Okay. So Blappy will crouch down, and he'll pull out.
Is Berkin twitching on the ground still?
Yeah. He'll crouch down over Berkin's twitching unconscious body, and he'll reach into his jacket breast pocket and pull out a pen and kind of put his pen inside Berkin's hand to loosen up the fingers and get the medallion out. And he'll dig the medallion out and he'll pick it up and he'll flip it over in his palm a couple times. And he'll say, well, you should have opened with this one.
Fennec Shan's. I don't want to like Fennec Shan, but like I liked her ship a lot. I thought it was pretty cool looking. But Cad Bane's ship was cool too.
I like her. I think she's a well-designed character. I like how she looks. I'm a fan of the voice actor.
Yeah, Ming Wan Nen's great.
her.
She's great. She's just Cad Bane would not have had that much of a problem with her. The dude has taken on multiple Jedi at the same time. I just, I don't know. Anyway.
I mean, I get it. You're a Cad Bane fanboy. It's fine.
I'm so much of a fanboy for Cad Bane.
Yeah, it's totally fine, man.
I was so happy when he came up.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I was stoked. I thought of you immediately too. I don't know. Is that stupid? I'm like, oh man, Patrick's gonna be losing his mind.
I legit did. I think I was yelling and pointing at the TV.
Yeah, man.
I'm trying to explain to Andrew like who Cad Bane is and why I'm so jazzed. And
It's that fucking meme with Charlie Day or whatever the fuck his name is and the board.
Over here, Cad Bane was killed by Boba Fett in the Unfinished Tales. So I thought that he was actually dead because it was kind of canonized, but not really canonized. But it wasn't. And so he was kind of dead, but not. But because they've actually voiced those scenes to the storyboards of the convention, it was kind of considered to be canon. So I thought maybe he was dead, but no, he's not dead. That's awesome.